College is always a transition period for most, in which everyone has their own opinion of it all.
So, Devarshi, tell me, what's your college experience like so far?
It's pretty good, nothing too bad, but just going with the flow, liking it.
Some are fairly optimistic,
I hate it here.
while others aren't necessarily having the most fun.
However, one college student has already had quite an experience during her first year of college.
Is this all right?
Yeah, it's perfect. All right. So look at the camera, tell me your name and what you study.
Hi, my name is Laraib Lahkani, and I'm a nursing student at Loyola University Chicago.
Laraib grew up in a Pakistani family from Dallas, Texas. She has worked very hard to get to where she is now, but hasn't done it alone. Today, we are going to dive into her story as a freshman college student.
So, Laura, what was it like leaving Dallas all the way to Chicago?
It was honestly a big change. It was pretty hard leaving my family and friends behind.
Was the weather a big issue at all?
Not really, but I think it was hard because my parents didn't want me to go, and towards the end I didn't feel like leaving either. I was scared I wouldn't make a lot of friends, and I didn't want my college experience to go to waste.
So what did you do about it?
I talked to my brother. I've always loved my brother. Sahir's always been there for me. And in that point in my life, he stood up there for me no matter what.
So what did he say?
He said to me, just be yourself and everything else will follow. And I still stand by that.
So you just met your roommate, you unpacked everything, and now your parents just drove away and left you at school. How are you feeling?
I honestly felt petrified.
Really?
Yeah. But I froze in the parking garage because I didn't know what to do with myself. But I just went back into my room and hung out with my roommate.
So were you and your roommates friends before you met her in person?
We met through Instagram before and we hit it off pretty well, so yeah. I think I became closer to her once I met her in person, and I think we hit it off pretty well. We had similar interests and everything.
Nice.
Yeah.
So how were classes in the first month or so?
It honestly wasn't bad at all until I had my anatomy exam, and I was super stressed about it.
Well, how did you end up doing?
I honestly did amazing. All those weekends staying in and studying really helped.
Really?
Yeah, there honestly wasn't even a night where I wasn't studying.
Laura balanced all her work, all while making a bunch of friends, but she wasn't at all prepared for what's to come.
So me and my friends planned to go out for Halloween weekend, and we had an amazing time, but later that night, I ended up in the hospital. I was in the hospital for food poisoning, and it was a devastating night for me. My parents found out, it was a lot of money, my brother found out, and I was crying. At that time, I felt like I let my parents down, and they trusted me to leave to go to Chicago, and I broke that trust. I had to get myself together. So I was planning on going back to my dorm and sleeping because I couldn't deal with any of the stress anymore, but my roommate decided she needed to talk to me.
So what was it about?
She basically told me everything I didn't need to hear. And it hurt me because we had gotten like fairly close as roommates, and she crossed a lot of boundaries that night, and it really hurt. That night, I was just up late thinking about how I need to get myself back on track. So that's what I did. I reached out to my brother and remembered his words, "Be yourself." And then I learned to cut off any negativity and forget about what people think about me. I made my first big mistake in college, and it's not going to be the last.
So you went through a big learning curve there, I see.
Yeah, and ever since then, I found some new friends, and my roommates found some new friends, and I'm really proud of her for that. And I think I've really found myself here at Loyola.
Well, Thanksgiving break is coming up. You excited to see your family?
Yeah, this is the first time I'm going to be seeing them after the incident. I'm a little bit nervous, but mostly excited. And I know my parents forgive me for what's happened, and I couldn't be more grateful for them and my friends and everything back at home.